are, huh?
Yeah. So what up, bro?
All right.
Well, how you
Hello,
been?
Facebook.
How you
It's me
been?
again. I'm still breathing, struggling, striving. Trying to be all I can be without joining the army. How are you, good sir?
Good, man. Just been I just been hanging out with her and my kids and doing the crypto stuff and just working out, like riding bikes a lot, trying to be healthy, getting older, so trying to reverse that hopefully, or at least slow it down.
Yeah, I know a bit about it myself. Actually, I can't wait to start fucking pumping iron again and exert myself.
Yeah, I
It's one of the
bet.
things that keeps me sane in this. I don't even know what you call life anymore. It's not even really life. It's just the slow decay into abnormal anomalies and shit. It's just maddening. Hey, can I tell you a funny story that happened to me the other day
Yeah.
before we even
Get
get
going.
into this? So if you want to hear the how outrageous New York actually has become. So anyway, there's a soap store called Lush in the mall. I don't know if you ever heard of it. You guys have it out. It seems like something that'd be in California or whatever. But
Lush.
it's a high yeah, Lush. It's like a high-end soap store. Basically, when I first bought my place or whatever, I wanted to bake it out or whatever. So, I wanted to get candles. So I'm walking through the mall and I see what I assumed it looked like a place that would sell candles. So I go on in there and they don't sell candles. It turned out, but all the girls came up to me and started like soaping my hands, like oh. So I'm a nice guy. I'm like, all right, I'll buy some soap from you, no doubt. And it turned out it was actually a really good product. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So every like 6 months or so, I go buy some soap for myself. Maybe I'll get some gifts for people and shit, right? So anyway, with the COVID situation that's been going on. I go in there the other day, right? And they literally had It's Pat, like at the front, like with a booth. If you're not familiar with who It's Pat was, I think it was like a Saturday Night Live
Yeah,
character
yeah,
on
yeah.
television.
The
Yeah,
androgynous.
yes.
Don't
It
know
was
if it's a
this
girl. Don't
this
know if it's a guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know if it was real. This thing was just there in the front. Again, to this point, I'm still not even sure what it was. Fully masked up, overweight, wearing like what looked like a picnic blanket or whatever. Anyway, I walk into the place and the thing's like, "Where's your mask? Where's your mask?" And I'm just like, "I don't have one." And like, if you need a mask, and I'm just like, "I'm too handsome to have a mask. I have an exemption." You know what I mean? And then what he just looks at me, or just looks at me like, "Nah." And the girl comes up to me. I'm like, "Hey, can you just do me a favor and just go get me the stuff like that I need?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So anyway, the fun part about the story is the It's Pat character then comes at me with the hand sanitizer, trying to sanitize my hands. And I had to look at this individual and explain to them, like, you realize that if you soap my hands up now, it's going to completely defeat the purpose of me buying the soap from you and your whole business at large. They were trying to wash me down on the way in to buy soap. It's like, does anybody realize how fucking nuts this is? Like,
Yeah.
it's like take it over. Like, oh god, it's just so ridiculous. They don't seem to realize that like what they're doing is literally insane.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of entertaining. you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like Allie's work. She deals with a lot of normies, and she's an esthetician, so it's like she has to come in contact with all these people, and just the broad range of like people that like are super, super, super paranoid, but then they're still coming in to get their face done. They're getting like their skin done, like which isn't like a
Right.
necessary thing, but they're like super paranoid. And I don't know. There's no. I mean, we're at like all time high for peak retardation.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, just think
So
about what
bad.
you just said. Like what you're saying in a nutshell is your girl. She has these people come in to get their face done, and then they wear a mask all the rest of the day. So it's like, well, what was the point of getting your facial done in the first place? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just, it's really fucking nuts about like how malleable and how easy like it is to brainwash and hypnotize people. Again, if you don't, if you can only be brainwashed if you want to be brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. These people don't know themselves. They just obey the television as if that's reality. And it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you know what it is, but it's really like, I'll put it to you like this. Like, I've been preaching about this stuff for like 20 years. Like, I've been a hardcore conspiracy nut since I was 19. I'm just kind of new to the internet. As you know, I'm not a very tech savvy person. So like, some of my people that like, I work with or whatever, they're like, dude, you got to get your face out there. Like, do this, you're good. So I'm like, all right, I got on the internet and everything. And it's just so crazy to see how like in my wildest imagination, I would have never thought that like, they're rapping Biggie, what's it called?
Oh no. We lost him.
No.
We lost Pedini. Let's see what happened. Wait, let's see what's going on with... What is... Like... If you go to my Facebook... This is... Okay, it's going. Is it still going? Or did we both get dropped? I don't think we both got dropped. I think he dropped. Hold on, people, if you're watching. Oh, you got a phone call. Yeah, use the same link. Alright, he's coming back. Go see if it's streaming. And like see where the chat is. I can never find the chat once I get it going. Is the chat just the comments? Alright. Here he is. Switch your phone again. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Stupid fuck just called me, man. Like, anytime I try to do anything, I hit the fucking button, no, and then the whole thing shuts off. Are we still live, or?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, don't fuck. I'm sorry, man. It just pisses me off. Fucking people. I'm sure it's about nothing, too. Hey, happy New Year. You know, it's just, dude, get a life. You know, fuck you. Whatever. I'm sorry. What were you talking about? I think I was complaining about just the state of existence or something. So
Yeah, you were just getting into something.
Some about just like the dummy. Like I just never expected it.
You were saying you've been a truther for a long time. You've been at this shit for a while.
Right, and I don't know. Did you ever see the Biggie Smalls? How the news was actually rapping "What's Beef" by Biggie to try to influence people to get COVID.
What?
You never. Oh, dude, I'll send it to you after we talk. Dude, I have a video of the actual newscasters rapping "What's Beef" with Biggie. Like saying like COVID's gonna see you in the ICU, and like it never in my wildest dreams that I do, yeah. Like,
yeah, there's some really. I mean, we're definitely like the crazy brainwashing, like the what's his name, not Jon Stewart, the guy,
Stephen
Colbert. Have you seen all like the dancing with the fucking syringes and like, oh my god, dude, it's so painful. He's literally dancing like Vegas style dancing with all these dancers dressed up with syringes singing. What was the song?
I forget what the
It was some song, but it was like a song everyone knows, but he changed out some lyrics to like go get vaxxed or something. It was so so creepy. Like it's something you'd see in a movie, you know, about like really crazy shit, and like we're living it.
Yeah, you know what really bothers me too is that like if George Carlin was still around, like these guys like that, like he would have trashed these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like because they would all go on a show and like, oh yeah, you're so real, you're so. Now that he's dead, it's just like they're all completely. Oh yeah,
dude,
my soul.
I feel like you could easily emulate that type of thing, Justin.
Well, I kind of have, but like the problem is I've done good when I go and do stand-up and stuff. Like I've only been on stage like 13, 14 times. The problem is what people don't understand. It's really fucking time consuming. Where it's like if I leave my house, right? I live like right at the border of Queens, and I go to like one of these. First of all, when people think of comedy, right? They think of like someone performing in front of like a live audience, you know, and like a live audience, and there's all these people there. But in order to get to even that level, like you just have to go to the back of these people's bars and this and that, and like there's like two other comics there that just want to see you fail. And like again, I've gone to places, waited for like an hour and a half. I didn't even get called to go. Like they shut it down before. So the problem is, it's just discouraging. Where what I personally want is I want like an agent where it's like, listen, I have jokes. You know what I mean? And it's like somebody should just put me on. It's like, me to just be in my own mindset and just daydream and think of this nonsense.
Well, That's what YouTube is, bro. Like, YouTube is a platform where you can just put yourself. Did you ever watch that link? I sent you the link to that show, Kill Tony. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Okay. We suck at watching the things we send each other links to.
Stuff, yeah.
So, Kill Tony, it's a show that's been on for like 7 years now. It's a live podcast, but it's stand-up. It's a panel. It's this guy Tony Hinchcliffe and like whoever he's had Alex Jones on and like all kinds of comedians and people he's had on. But then they pick people out of the audience out of a basket to come up and do 1 minute and it's like anyone could really do 1 minute, you know, like if you have half a brain cell. But then half these dudes call themselves comedians and they go up and they bomb like hard in a minute, and so it's a really funny show. And then after the minute, there's an interview, and he like roasts them and stuff, or he, you know, it's like he'll talk to the people about themselves, and none of these people, like, it's crazy how I never realized how much NPCs are really NPCs out there. Like, these people are all the same. Like, all the people trying to be comedians, they're all like complete losers. They like didn't have their dads. They like they're all doing Uber. Like, they're all the same type of person, and none of them are funny somehow. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's very rarely actually funny people on the show, but the show's funny because the people bomb so much.
Yeah, it's because creativity's dead. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, and like every joke, I was just talking to Allie about this. I was like, has every joke been told, and that's why comedians suck so hard these days? Like, it's so crazy.
Right. No. I still was spitting fireballs, man. I was chilling with George Carlin outside on the North Side, pitching fucking fireballs at these people like Super Mario, like, you know what I mean? Like, on my fucking TikTok and shit. No, the problem is I'm like deathly shadow banned all over the internet. Like,
I know. They might ding me just for having you in a live stream.
Yeah, dude. Like, I have YouTube. Like, I've got like 190.
Yeah, they don't like you.
Like, no, they don't.
It's like your Alex Jones. Like, they literally gave you the Alex Jones, like, where you can't even, like, people, they're like, oh, you know this guy, we aren't even gonna let you. And like, I remember you made a new Instagram, and like instantly it got banned, and it wasn't even in your name. Like, it's crazy.
I tried to come back on Facebook like 6 times, and like my boy made an account for me with like a reverse name, and they deleted that within like 36 hours.
Like they recognize your voice or something. Like
something, yeah. Well, actually, while I'm here, can I tell your audience like an actual good joke that's actually like relevant and stuff?
Go ahead.
So check this out. So I said, in another stunning example of celebrity hypocrisy, have you seen Jennifer Aniston parading all over the television how she cut people out of her life that didn't get the vaccination? Which is kind of funny that she keeps cutting people out of her life, because isn't Jennifer Aniston known for having friends? You know? You know? So I like to take the knife.
That was pretty good. Yeah, no, I'm starting to understand your style of like how it's like a wham bam, like you're going there's a spectrum in your jokes.
Yeah, sometimes like I do stupid too. Like the one I told you before, I'll just tell quick and then I'll shut the fuck up. But like I go back and forth between like woke shit and just dumb shit. So like the one I told you before, it was what's it called? How long ago? It was just like don't you kind of hate it when you go to your favorite porn site and on occasion it reads undergoing maintenance? Meanwhile, you would just say the service itself. So I try to mix it up just the way Colin did between like woke shit and just dumb shit. You know what I mean? So you know.
Well, you have to. People are dumb, and people like dumb shit. Dumb shit, you know, dumb shit breaks up. When everything's so fucking serious these days, like the dumb shit is like, oh god, like it's kind of comforting sometimes, but there's like a lot of really dumb shit that's just like
I look dumb. I'm sorry.
I've been watching this guy named Mike David. He's out of Chicago. He's got his name, it's Red Bar Radio. Have you heard about this before? A guy named Red Bar. Yeah, he's this epic fucking troll, but he trolls comedians. And it's like he trolls the whole new comedian thing with like all Rogan and his buddies that all aren't funny, you know?
Yeah, Rogan sucks.
Yeah, dude, his whole team sucks. Yeah, his whole team sucks.
Yeah.
Rogan's stand-up is fucking terrible.
It would just be like us talking about going out one night. Like, he doesn't
It wouldn't even like it's not even it's worse than that. He talks like his comedy is like frat boys talking. Like it's so
Right.
bad.
Wait, all right, you got me hyped. Tell one more and then I'll stop. Tell one more and then I'll stop.
No, dude, keep them coming, bro. You obviously need to get them out.
Don't say that. I could stay in the city for 12 hours. You know? Like, I really could sit for 12 hours and tell joke after joke. I'm like nuts. But anyway, so just a little prerequisite to this one. But in case anybody doesn't know, the CIA plugged Marilyn Monroe. I mean, I plugged her too, but like they murdered her. You know what I'm saying? So just in case people don't know that, this joke is what's it called? You know how the stereotype for a good-looking blonde is, you know, that they're stupid or whatever. You think of a hot blonde chick, the tropes, you know, they're kind of dumb. So isn't it kind of ironic that the most famous hot blonde of all, Marilyn Monroe, died from knowing too much? You know, so.
Yeah, dude, no. You definitely have a style that fits right in with those other ones. Those are very similar. I get it.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Keeps you from being too depressed, I guess. You know.
Well,
but,
that's
no
good if you actually have like a unique style to your jokes. That's like the only way of like making anything these days.
Yeah, the problem is these normies are so dumb that they don't understand it. I mean, I look stupid. Like the problem is I look stupid, so people be like, this guy looks like a washed up Backstreet Boy. But then I have these more like philosophical jokes, and they're just trying to, you know.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, so I kind of people always said that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So what's going on with Mexico?
Actually, I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with Mexico. In terms of, I'm still looking to get like some spots down there or whatever. But when we went with Arizona, so that's basically the plan. Got some of the heavy hitters. We're gonna go fucking take care of business and go live the best way that we can because this shit sucks, man. They're voting in a couple of days to mandatorily vaccinate. Indefinite internment camps. I believe on January 5th. For New York,
yeah, dude, New York is fucking dunzo. Like,
hey, you gotta tell me, brother. These people are so spiritually bankrupt. Like, I literally walk to the store. I'm the only person without a mask. Like, you just pull up next to people. They're just like 10 and 2, driving 20 miles an hour with a mask on. It's like it's completely emasculated. Like everyone. Like it's
dude,
really ridiculous.
Cali's it's really mellow here. Like, people are sick of it.
Oh, yeah?
People are sick of it here. It's weird.
Oh, they love it. Bro, I live right at...
Well, there's a lot more older people in New York, I think, too. Like, Cali's like all young people, so it's like, now that it's been 2 years and no one, I don't know anyone who died of COVID, like...
It's always a friend of a friend of a cousin's uncle's
Yeah,
neighbor.
exactly.
Somehow,
I have friends who passed away, but they didn't pass away from COVID this whole time. Like, I would have known someone, like...
Right.
And so that's more like when it first started, everyone was scared because they didn't know, and now they know that whatever it was they were trying to say is happening isn't happening. So it's been pretty mellow here. But I mean I don't mind like whatever on the streets, it's whatever. But like I'm just pissed about traveling. Like not being able to travel is the only really annoying thing.
Yeah, now Fauci's working on what is he? He's working on. They want you have to show proof of identification to fly in this fucking country now. It's so disgusting. What's happening, and like I said, these people anyone that's still clinging to the idea that like the government's on their side. Like I honestly wish the worst upon them. Like I just at this point like I'm a nice guy and everything, but like you've earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like you've earned any negativity that comes your way because you can only be so stupid until a point where like you have to confront reality. You know what I mean? Like at some point, it's not an opinion. It's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? And these people are so desperately like I was telling some lady. She turned out to be like a talent scout the other day at this deli that I go into, which I was the only person without a mask. So I was telling her that It's Pat story, like I was telling you, and I saw this blonde girl with like a mask, like giving me this dirty look. You know what I mean? Like this scowl. Like how could you say that? And it's like oh god, oh god, like it's so. Like clearly this person's never had a conscious thought in their life. They just obey the television and whatever it says. It's so disgusting.
What's crazy that I've been thinking about lately is all those PPA loans and all that shit.
What's PPA stand for?
PPA loan. It's the pandemic loan that you don't have to pay back. That basically they gave to anyone with a business.
No, actually, I didn't hear about
Oh,
that.
dude.
I don't watch TV though, so ever.
Bro, so this whole thing has been another big bailout. Just like how they bailed out the banks, they're bailing out basically every business in the country. They gave like $500,000 loans to everyone that you don't have to pay back.
Wow.
They call them loans so we don't get so they don't call it a bailout, and piss everyone off because they're not supposed to be bailing out.
Interesting.
So you noticed that like every business remodeled in the last year, like new signage everywhere, like
Actually, yeah, it's funny you say that. Actually, I made a video and posted it to my Instagram, which nobody sees because I'm banned. But basically, I was driving by this hospital. I was coming back from this girl's house. I was driving by the hospital, and around like it's maybe like 20 minutes from where I live. There's this enormous hospital. I forget the name of it. I don't know, it's Mercy or something like that. But anyway, it's enormous. Like it's multiple buildings and stuff. And I still have the video. But as I was driving by, like you just see them building another area to the hospital where it's just kind of like you already have like three enormous like skyscraper like buildings.
yeah,
You're totally right,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And again, it's almost like they know something, as if you know what I mean, like they know something's coming to get ready and everything. Also, where did they get all the money from if everybody's broke? Could it be because they got $13,000 per person they labeled COVID and $39,000 for everyone who's
yeah.
on a ventilator? That's
Well,
53
the
grand.
banking,
But
yeah,
they wouldn't have wanted that.
yeah, the hospital shit is a whole nother story. That shit's
Yeah.
absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But
Well,
basically, like,
just
it's
no, I'm
like
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry. Just to answer the point that you just made, though, just about like the other businesses. Just so have you noticed how McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and like Taco Bell, they all did exactly what you were saying in the last like 2 years, at least around my way, where
Oh
they
yeah,
all made them these very square,
no,
boxy.
they got like billions. All the big chains. It's
Yeah.
it's all on how many employees you have and how many people you employ, and they pay you to continue employing your employees, basically. And so they give you this loan, and they're like, here's all this money, right? Spend it on your business. Spend 40% on your business, 60% on your employees, and you don't have to pay it back. And it's
Wow.
huge amounts of money. So in Cali, basically every single, while we should have been completely shut down, every
Right.
single business in Hollywood and LA has a new paint job, a new sign. Everyone's remodeling their houses. Like all the
Yeah.
owner, they have all, they're bawling, and it's this fake trickle down that they're expecting,
Yeah.
it's stimulus. They
Well,
think that all the big companies are going to spend it and it's all going to go on to everyone else, but it obviously isn't because they're spending money, repainting. It's crazy. Like everywhere, like when we drove up to San Francisco, I guess almost 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and just driving through California, we're like, everything is brand new. Like everything looks newer than last year when I drove up through here. And we realize it's because everyone got these loans, and every business owner's bawling right now. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, it's just because like all human life seems to be about its presentation. Like as long as everything looks fine. This is
Yeah.
something I discovered at a very young age because like my not to get too deep into it, but like I have a pretty dark backstory about like my family life and stuff, and it was just always all about presentation. Like there was no like love. As long as everything looks good to everyone
Fake it
else,
till you
that's all
make
that
it
matters.
shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like don't sit on the couch. The couch is just that we had like a dining room, but like we were never allowed to eat there. I was never allowed to go on the couch in the living room.
Yeah.
Like you sit on the chair. It's just kind of like life is just always just all about presentation.
Yeah.
And that's really the problem is everything just looks good
It's
on
this
the outside, but on
false
the inside.
this false image of a good economy, like, oh, look how beautiful the city is. It must be working
Yeah.
so well when it's not really, and the government's just like screwing with the monetary system. But
I even try to portray myself almost in that way, where it's like on the outside, like I look like a normal, whatever, but I'm pretty dark into like dark comedy. I'm a fairly dark individual. It's like
you
I
have
feel
to
as
be
if
these days.
was and you just be a liar if anything else. But
Yeah.
like that's the point that I was just making about life in general. Like from like a younger age, I always like life looks pretty. Like you look outside, and there's mountains and the blue sky and the sun, but there's a very sinister energy here that which is why I do what I do is just to combat that because like I said, it's really frustrating to me where it looks all nice and pretty, but it's
for sure.
Yeah, but no, I didn't know that about the bank loans though. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of, I'll watch like, like people's channels, like, I'll watch you sometimes, I'll watch other people and like talk about these things, but I never, my TV doesn't even work, and like it works like for my video games. I don't even have it set up. I'm actually having like a beef with like Optimum because they're trying to claim that I owe them all this money for all these services that I've never had. And like I got into an argument with like the teller. I'm like, you're just lying. Like, not only do I not have cable, I've never had cable. I'm like king conspiracy theorist. I have
Yeah,
never.
that's the last thing.
Full of shit.
Well, that's what's funny when they call and they're all, oh, when you get a new place and you get internet, they're like, oh, internet and cable, and you're like, no, I don't want the cable, and they're like, you have to take the cable, and like, no, I don't. Like they like literally don't let you not take the cable, even if you want just internet.
Well, they told me that I did, but like now they're trying to like claim that I owe them $1,700, and I'm just not going to give them the money. I'll die. Like I don't care.
I will die owing them that money.
Yeah, I'll just die. Like honestly, I'm kind of at this point. I hate being alive. It sucks, you know.
Yeah.
Like anybody that just wakes up and is an optimist, like please strangle that person. Like you know what I mean? Like life's great. No, it isn't. Life sucks. Life's always sucked. Now it's just in everyone's face. There are things about life that I like. Like I can walk up the block and get like a milkshake, but after the milkshake's done, life goes back to sucking again. You know what I mean?
Well, what's awful is
like motivational speakers.
What's awful is that we have it really good.
Oh yeah, no, compared to like Zimbabwe and you know what I mean, and like Zanzibar land and stuff. Yeah, for sure. You know, like that's what I mean. It's just like we got it fucking made compared to these people. And I've been miserable for a long time here, even when things were better. You know, just like I said, it's really just more about the individuals that I'm surrounded by and like the mind state of people. Because like I said, people just don't care about it. They don't care about it.
That's why I've been saying. That's why I've been telling you. I'm like, man, you got to get out of New York because that place is dragging you down.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. It's coming. It's just that like I don't rent. Like I own my place as much as you can own anything in this fucking on the slave planet.
Yeah.
You know, people say you own your house. I'm like, well, yeah.
I still make payments on it.
Right. Yeah. If you don't pay your property tax. I remember when I was like 7 or 8, my neighbor was putting like another room on his house. And I remember like asking my mother telling me he has to ask the town. I'm like, why would you have to ask the town to ask the house? Like, because
common sense.
Like, yeah, I'm like 7, and I'm like,
if you're paying for it, why would you have to ask?
Right, that's what I mean. Like like it's just ludicrous, like what people put up with. You know, like I don't even consider myself like a tough guy, but like the fact that people tolerate this shit and they won't even speak about it, like it's like, oh, serious?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's just, so like I said, like I'm looking to get out of New York soon. It's just that, like I said, it's just a matter of time before, we get like some like, structures, like I guess built on the land or whatever, somewhere to go.
In Arizona?
Yeah.
Man, Arizona's hot as fuck.
Yeah, well, I know.
It is ungodly hot there. And so, several years back in 2013, I bought a bunch of land here in Cali. Out in the desert, right? And I tried to live out there for a while, and it cost so much fucking money to live out in the desert just keeping yourself alive. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like just so much electricity, to run AC so, you don't die because it's so fucking hot in Arizona. I moved to Arizona to be in a bunch of metal bands in like 1998. And I moved there from NorCal. NorCal's super cold, so I moved from like Santa Cruz to Phoenix in July. And so I went from like 60-degree days to 130-degree days, and I was just like, oh, like it is so, you don't know hot until you've been to Arizona.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's in North Arizona. So it's
that like where Jackfest is, right?
I've never actually been.
Jackalope Fest? Yeah, it's beautiful up there. Up in the mountains, northern Arizona is very nice.
Yeah, I think it's more like that.
Yeah.
There's actually supposed to be I saw there's like a waterfall and river on the land.
Yeah.
It's I don't think it's year round, but we're supposed to like make it year round or something. But like maybe
that's dope.
I'll just sit in the river all day.
Dude, if
anything, it'll just get me ripped because I won't be eating pizza and I'll just be like sweating. So like I'll probably just get in really good shape then or whatever. Hopefully I'll get COVID. Hopefully I'll get this alleged COVID virus and I'll lose my sense of taste and smell, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest thing that can happen because I would just drink broccoli all day if that was the case. I never
Yeah, you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, all these people complaining, oh, I can't taste anything. Are you kidding? Like, this is the greatest news I've ever heard. Like, I would just drink broccoli all day long if that was the case. Like, get in the best shape of all time. My problem is there's just pizzerias all over the place.
Yeah.
So, I'll go through like 20 minutes of cardio and then I'll be like, I'll see they got a grandma pizza comes out and I'll start putting down more grandmas than a cemetery. You know what I mean? But like that shit is good, man.
You should do like a Portnoy type of Pedini trying pizzas, but like make it funnier than Portnoy because he's not even funny.
You know what I should do actually? I should go to the pizzerias out there and just talk about how disgusting they are. I'll just rate all of them terribly, like in like the opposite of that fucking bar guy or whatever that goes around and takes a bunch.
Barstool, yeah, Portnoy. Yeah, he's a douche.
That guy doesn't know pizza, all right? Like
he's another fake comedian, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm just being stupid. I'm just a combative asshole because, I guess I'm from New York and I have a lot to prove because I'm insecure deep down.
Yeah.
But I do eat a lot of pizza. I've cut back, admittedly, but I do like pizza. Yes.
Yeah,
really
pizza will get you.
It's so good. People don't realize this, but I try to tell people the ancient symbol of divinity in the ancient world was actually a pizza. It was a circle with 8 cuts in it. So I don't think that's a random coincidence. I actually think that was like divinely ordained. So when people start asking me, food of the gods, I'm just like, you can eat all your ambrosia.
Yeah, pizza.
Perfect circle,
You should get like a Ninja Turtle tattoo.
Yeah. That first Ninja Turtles movie was unnecessarily good.
Very New York movie. Yeah.
You know what's funny when people ask me like with all the jokes like are you ever really gonna like go out and do it? I'm like yeah one day, but I really don't care about being famous or getting known for it. I just really like if you remember when the Ninja Turtles fought the Shredder, like when he like falls down from the middle of the sky, which is strange because they're on top of apartment complexes, but that's a whole other story. Right? I always wondered where it came from. But anyway, after he like fucks up like Raphael, and like I think Michelangelo just goes, "This guy's good." That's all I want from people. Just to be like, this guy's good. I don't care about being famous. I just want this guy's good, and that's it. And I also want to know, Shredder.
I was kind of almost famous once, and it was not very fun.
No, what happened?
Just the typical excess.
Yeah.
Too many girls, too much booze, too much partying.
Right.
It's not fun.
Yeah,
like.
No,
I spent like $80,000 in 3 months,
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Yeah, that's a lot of partying.
It was not,
especially if you're not like going to the Ritz and fucking high.
Yeah.
I used to party pretty hard, but like when I was in my youth, you know what it was? I've kind of been on my own since I was like really young, so like I kind of got all that partying out of me by the time I was in like my early 20s.
Yeah.
So
that's when you're supposed to. It's like the whole Jordan Peterson thing that it's high risk behavior you're supposed to do in your 20s and get that shit out of the way. Because that's all these people, that like don't have enough fun in their lives early on, and then they're like restless the rest of their lives because they didn't go out and do anything. Huh?
Now he's promoting high risk vaccines.
Yeah.
I heard about that. What's it called?
He's got some shitty diet too.
Yeah. X was telling me about that actually, or whatever. What's it called? Like she's like, oh, Jordan Peterson or whatever, and like he like came out or whatever. That was that or whatever. But
he's a goofball, man. He's been putting out some goofy shit.
Yeah.
What was that video? There was some video we saw of him. He was like singing, and he looked like he was fucked up on something. It was just like on his YouTube, he was singing some creepy like Skull and Bones song from like, Yale or something.
Really?
And like he looked like he was fucked up on drugs. Like, I don't know, it was weird. But his daughter's awful. Do you follow her at all?
No,
Michaela Peterson? Oh, she's trying to like, she's like a clout chaser, and she's like chasing her dad's clout, and like she's like got all these fucking douchebags following her because she's like, I don't know, she's like a 5, but like cleans up to a 6, but like that's a 10 to fucking all these nerds that follow Jordan Peterson. So she's huge.
Yeah.
She's super famous now because she's Jordan Peterson's dad, but daughter,
Like,
but she's dumb as a box. She's
that
dumb.
was the great. But honestly, it's politically correct. You just identified his daughter as not only his wife, but his father too. So honestly, like, post this and like use that, and like Jeffrey Phillips comes out as supportive LGBT, and all of a sudden you'll be famous. Just
Yeah.
give me 80 grand this time.
She's dumb as a box of rocks, though. It's super funny because she's been podcasting and she gets good people on, but she contributes nothing to the conversation. Like in a video I did a couple weeks ago, she interviewed what's his name, anti-Bitcoin guy, David
Schiff.
Peter Schiff. She had Peter Schiff on, and he just talked shit about crypto to her for like 2 hours, and she's all, oh, wow, fair enough, wow, oh, and you could tell she's got a monitor where she can see herself, and she's just like pouting her lips in the camera. Oh, she's awful. You'd get a crack up. You'd crack up checking it.
The same thing, admittedly, but.
Yeah, it's funny that dude, I told you, that guy Red Bar, like, he's just, oh no, you get another call?
It just says Zoom meeting. What happened?
I don't have you on video anymore. It
Yeah,
might
no,
come
I don't know
back.
why that happened.
Are you on Wi-Fi or are you using your 4G?
I still hear. Well, hold on. I don't know why that happened. Though.
Oh, there, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't touch the phone or anything.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. But okay.
I'll send you some links to this guy because he's hilarious, and like he goes after, like, he's kind of it's weird because he's not this guy Red Bar. This guy Red Bar.
About the guy that makes fun of comics?
Yeah. He's like he gets political, but he doesn't, but he's not a lefty. So it's like he's definitely interesting, or the most interesting person I've found on YouTube in a long time. I'll send you some links.
Tell him to come after me. I love a fucking challenge. I fucking shred. Like, I don't know if, like I said, you heard what I did with Patrick Smith, but I fucking spun circles around
Wait,
that guy. I tried. Was that?
Who is he?
From Anarchast and Distance World, the guy that hosts it. He's like a.
Oh, he's a Berwick guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever.
Yeah.
He has Tony Bones' old hair with the fucking the light here and the dark hair and shit. Yeah, him. But yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But he what's it called? Yeah, like so he basically.
He's got Sprite hair. Sprite hair, pixie hair.
Yeah, I'll show it to you afterwards. But he what was it? What's it called? I'm sorry. So he was debating Larkin. I was watching one of the debates, and he's like a strict like atheist type. And I'm not. I don't believe like there's an old.
Okay, yeah.
Scorecard. Like Justin, you shouldn't have made that left on red. But,
yeah.
I believe that there's different levels to reality and stuff. And like again, I'm into all the ancient mysticism crap.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I couldn't call it crap then, but you know what I mean. So, but anyway, so I saw him debating Larkin on he was about the objective morality thing, which Larkin's on the same side as me about that. And then he asked for he wanted physical proof of spirit, and like that in and of itself is really, really ridiculous. Like you want physical proof of a non-physical thing? Like what?
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Let me go have a conversation with him about this and see. But he's not really a truth seeker. He's just looking to prove that he's right and like he's like the best at arguing, which I openly I am the best at arguing.
Yeah. No, I am. I'm the best at arguing.
Yeah, like that wants to bring it to me. Bring that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then we got into it about like the existence of spirit and everything like that or whatever. So like I said, we I'm trying to get him to debate me again, but he for whatever reason doesn't seem to want to. So like I said, I'm trying to like I'll get some people to debate me. And unfortunately, I never seem to be very good at getting people to do that. So hopefully, I'll get some more motherfuckers. Jim Jesus is. I want to go after.
No, I don't.
You know what that is? I basically put out a challenge to him. He hasn't responded in over 3 days, so I don't really think he's safe.
Jim Jesus.
He's taking the name up after. Yeah, Jim Jesus. I think he's another one of these guys.
He's on Facebook or on Instagram?
He's on Twitter. I know that. He's like part of like Patrick's like squad or whatever. So I had my boy put out like a challenge to him, and he's like, but whatever. Yeah, enough about that. It doesn't even matter. I just want more people to debate me about crap because that's what I like. I can't.
People will not. I've been trying to get people to debate me for 10 years, thousands of times. No one ever does it. They say they will, and they'll be, oh, give me a couple weeks, and they never do. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, homeboy, what was that one dude's name that we used to always battle with?
Oh, Christian Good. Yeah.
Oh.
I found him on TikTok, and I tried to add him, but he didn't add me back. I guess it's a last too. I really missed that guy. Like,
Yeah.
Funny. He was dumb as dog shit, but
he was really dumb, but like really confident.
Yeah, no, right. Those the dumbest people are the most confident.
He was really confident.
The thing with him though is what I liked about him was he was a really good bullshit artist. Like he used to be like a Morton salesman or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was just one of those people that could talk, and that's fun for me because it's like I'm kind of like bobbing and weaving through his bullshit, and then just kind of like coming at him. Well, what about this? Or what about this? It's like that didn't make any sense,
Yeah.
So I miss the Facebook. I really do, but they had a vendetta against me, boy. Like
I think he blocked us, didn't he? Before you got banned. Yeah, he blocked.
He got rid of me a while ago.
I feel like I stumbled across him on Instagram, like in my Instagram followers, and I was oh, I forgot about that guy. He was obnoxious as fuck.
Yeah. I was trying to get him to hang out with me because he's from Long Island. He lives in like Suffolk County or whatever. I'm like, bro, we gotta hang out. I wanted to show up at his bar, but like, I think he just realized like, yeah, I'm not gonna win. So I'm just, I think he was just trying to like, because I had a pretty big Facebook audience for a while. I think he was just trying to like get people to like pay attention to him, and then realize that it's just not working.
No, you're not getting any of these people to pay attention to you. That's for sure.
No, yeah. Well, like you said, I actually make a lot of sense. Unlike him, who just even now he's like, Omicron. It's like, did you know that Omicron is an anagram for moronic? It's like, did you know that Delta Omicron is an anagram for media control? Did you know when like the News 12 posted the amount of people that were allegedly sick with Omicron, it was 6.66. Like these people are mocking you, they're laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? They're into all that occult knowledge that I've been trying to teach people, and like I said, because I try to teach people like witchcraft and black magic, people just try to write me off as, oh, that guy's a fucking weirdo. And I am a weirdo, but like it doesn't mean that what I'm saying is any less true. There's a giant Faustian satanic pentagram above the White House pointing directly at it. Like, they just did that by accident. There's nothing to that. It just happened to work out. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Allie's into that shit. Who's that guy? What's that guy's name? That was with the Looking Glass thing and who traveled around? Captain John D. John D. You know that guy?
Oh yeah. He was the ancient.
That shit's interesting as fuck. Like.
Yeah, he like traded wives with what the fuck was that guy? He was actually the villain in Neo. Who was the guy that he was down with? I can't think of his name. He was down with a really bad dude.
There was a couple weird dudes. It was like, and then there was the Russian guy, Rasputin was involved with him, and like there was like all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, and then Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
And like,
people like say, because the thing with Crowley is, or Crowley or whatever people say, but like the thing with him is that like, again, I always ask people, they'll be like again, I don't agree with everything he did, obviously.
Yeah, we watched something and like last month, and I was like, this guy seems like kind of a clown.
No, that's why I like him.
Yeah.
He's a fucking clown. I wear that badge like a badge of honor. That's what I mean. He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they just demonized him because they don't want people to realize like he was a really powerful mystic. So he was right about a lot of shit. So I always ask people like, because Crowley's just one of those people that are like, you've read his stuff. I have the Book of the Law.
And so like being a powerful mystic means that you know about old shit, right? It's like the level of like like your understanding of old stuff.
Yeah, the ancient world.
Yeah.
Atlantis and all that type of stuff. Lemuria.
She's been explaining it to me. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know about any of this occult shit, but like I just didn't know about any of it, and I don't listen to past.
I could give you a cliff notes. Like for example, like all these people with all of the flat Earth. Like, again, I'm not saying that there's no way that the Earth is flat. I don't know this definitively because the only way that you would know if the Earth was flat was if you were off the planet, see it from yourself from a distance. You could throw all the math at me that you want, like it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that, like, when you understand ancient Egypt, right? Like, again, that's like one of my favorite things to research. Even the word pyramid, it means fire in the center, pyramid, right?
Yeah.
The entire Milky Way galaxy is embedded into the Giza Plateau.
Yeah.
Like all those pyramids, like those mini ones, they all like line up with like the other planets. It's like the diameter of Earth is embedded into the Great Pyramid of Giza. You know what I'm saying? Like it's at the exact center of land all of the landmass and combine it, the Great Pyramid is at the exact center of that. Like, who figured this out?
Yeah.
But, you know,
What was the guy, the video guy we used to watch?
About?
The pyramid stuff, the Egypt stuff, Egypt X. No, the like Asian kid. Uncharted X. Do you follow that guy at all on YouTube?
I've heard the name.
He makes really interesting. You would really like his channel, probably.
Yeah.
Like he's.
I've definitely probably seen some of his videos. My personal favorites are Billy Carson from Forbidden Knowledge, Matt LaCroix, LaCriox, Robert Sepper. I have like their books and stuff like that. But these guys get pretty into that stuff or whatever.
And Graham Hancock and what's the other dude's name? Or homie?
Graham Hancock.
Randall Carlson. Randall Carlson's fucking dope.
Yeah, I like him.
He's really cool.
I respect Graham Hancock, but he's kind of like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I don't like him as much. I don't like Graham Hancock as much as Griffin.
He's afraid to just get into the deep stuff. He's trying to get this stuff in. I respect him. Like he's trying to get like pyramids, like they're lying to us, this pre-civilization, into the textbooks because they have to do everything step by step, incrementally with the public because these people are so fucking like terrified of reality that someone like me comes along and be like, hey, we were created by another race of beings and we have a parent species and stuff, and that's actually what's really going on here. And the Illuminati is actually the direct bloodlines of these things, which is why Jacob Rothschild has an elongated skull. But that's a whole other topic. That's too much for some people. So, people that aren't ready for that, that's who Graham Hancock is for. They're like, yes, they're lying about the pyramids, yes, they're, and that's really as far as it takes.
I can listen to Randall Carlson we binge watched him for 4 months straight. I was watching him 8 hours a day. Graham Hancock's not as easy to, he's kind of, you see more of his ego and shit in him. With Randall's just like your cool old uncle who is like a teacher at a college or something that just has dope stories,
Right. Well, I don't mind a little ego. I mean, I have a fucking huge ego, so it's like like as long as you make it as long as it's like genuine and you're not, I'm better than people, ha 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 ha. To me, like that can add like a good thing to people. Humble people don't change the world. You know what I mean? Like not really. So that's why I think it's good to have an ego. I know what you're saying.
You have to be. Your ego has to be fed correctly.
Right, it has to be in check.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. But if you guys ever want, like you said, that's my like favorite area of subject. Like that's kind of like why when I came to the whole like anarchy circles, like it's like I've always been an anarchist, like in terms of like the government's bullshit. But I'm trying to like push people further past. Like that's kind of like what I was like saying in the debate with Patrick Smith, where it's like this guy's talking about like economic policy and and like what rights businesses have, and I'm like sitting out there on the Oort cloud, like with like Celeste and the Hammered Racing, the Milky Way galaxy, like like just so you know, like these beings that created us created money, government, and religion to keep us enslaved. That's why the first form of currency, the Mesopotamian shekel, you replace the E with an A, shackle, slavery, because these things were there to bind us mentally. You know what I mean? You gotta free yourself from that kind of nonsense.
Shekel's such a good fucking word.
Yeah,
shekels.
Shackle, slavery.
Yeah.
That's
makes sense.
That's why government needs mind control. That's why religion needs mind control. Doesn't mean that there's nothing more to reality than the physical matter. But like all these people they got going bobbing in and out of the church. It's like, well.
That's why Jesus went and flipped over all the tables in that fucking place, like, because he knew that that was going to enslave humanity, and Jesus was a fucking anarchist.
Damn right. Yeah, that's I tell people all the time. Like at this point, like when is Jesus and all these saviors going to come back? Because like the nuclear warhead has to just be like at the tip of our nose. I actually tell people to give up on Jesus and these savior figures and start praying to Tupac. There's a much better chance Tupac will come back. He fucking shot cops and and like stood up against the system and all these people and everything like that. And plus, when was the last time we got any unreleased Jesus? Tupac's got 2 albums dropping this fucking year. You know what I mean? So my money's on Tupac. All these savior figures and stuff. I'm down with Tupac, man. West Side, Sitting here in New York, West Side.
Yeah.
But like you said, like what the fuck were we talking about? But so like I said, I'm just like all the people thinking that we're gonna solve this from like a political standpoint, they just don't get it. It's like an internal thing. Like people think that they accept like this is okay to like have all these mandates and stuff. That's why I just don't listen. Like I just walk right in.
It's very old. Like that's that's 2012 shit. Like we figured out back then that this isn't gonna work doing it politically. Like, but then just everyone just kept doing it. It's obnoxious.
Yeah, even like Trump, like I don't even hate Donald Trump. I think he's pretty fucking funny, actually. Like
He
I
was
would never
super
vote
funny.
for him or anything. Was it? Yeah, no, he is fun. Like
No, when he won, I wasn't happy he won. I was happy liberals fucking lost. Like, but he was pretty funny, dude.
Right. It's just that these people hoping that like Donald Trump is gonna come back and like save us and stuff, and that's just not gonna happen. Like, you know, even if
Oh, like the QAnon shit.
Oh god. Yeah, yeah. They're still making excuse. Like somebody was telling me the other day, you saw pedophiles got arrested. It's just like, yeah. Well, what about like pedophiles that got arrested before QAnon was a thing? Was QAnon involved in that too? Or like anytime a pedophile's arrested, it's because of QAnon? Like, well, you know, maybe they just got arrested because it's just more out there in the public now since the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Yeah. So
you know, like,
Maxwell lady got fucking screwed. She got she lost, and then so allegedly that sealed up all the documents that are going to never be unsealed.
Right.
So
because the judge is clearly on our side.
Yeah.
Best interest in mind, hiding and harboring like Mick Jagger and all these fucking, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like Rolling Stones, but like, it's just the point. Like, these people are sick. Like, that's what I mean.
Steve. Sorry, Mike.
No, that's all good. It's all that's what people don't understand. This is nothing new. It's always been this way. It's been this way since time immemorial, and that's why people need to understand the occult stuff. Like, this is like all these people talking about politics. It to me is like a joke. Like,
it's been a joke. I've never voted. It's been a joke since 2013. You know, and it's like, I literally feel alone because everyone just kept along going with it. I'm like, we just got everything we needed to know shown to us by, you know, them screwing Ron Paul. So it's like, why would you even care to continue to focus, you know, any of your energy on this reality TV show called the American political system that is simply in place to keep us thinking that we have a choice when we don't?
Right. No, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's, oh god, it's so ridiculous. Like that, it's just so frustrating where it's just like.
Well, that's why it's like all of our buddies who have these indie media outlets, like they still focus on all this shit, and it's like, Jesus, dudes, like.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm pretty friendly with Josh Dickinson. Like, he actually came up here and stayed with me like 2 months ago or something like that. You know, and we were talking. You know, I love the guy and I respect what he does. But he even agreed with me. Like I said to him, I was like, why do you do what you do? Because at this point, this late in the game, like, you know, people have chosen their sides. Like, if you know that, like, you know they're either lying to us or you're just going with the propaganda. There's no in between at this point. And like he like agreed with me. He's like, yeah, like I don't know, I just do it because that's what I like.
Well, no, they do it because that's what makes them money. That's where the money is. The crowd is, you know.
But you know, like same thing with like Luke Radowski. Like, I'll still watch.
I literally, as you said his name, was thinking his name, being like, look at what Luke and Tim Pool are doing right now. All they do is just read the news as it's the news, and it's like, you guys are supposed to be the smart ones that are left still, you know, out there that have big platforms, but you're you know, you're just spewing nonsense. Like talking about, did you watch when Rogan and Alex Jones was on Tim Pool with Radowski and Michael Malice and all that? You gotta watch. We reacted to it. We did a video on my Facebook. I'll give it to you. Me and Allie reacted to it and commented over it. It's pretty fucking funny, but they're just all status. Like, they're all status, talking about status shit, calling themselves anarchists. All of them were calling themselves anarchists the whole show. But all they were doing was talking about who the next president's going to be and all this bullshit. And we're just like, oh my God, these guys are supposed to be like... And Alex Jones was spitting more fire than anyone, you know.
Nothing, of course, that's what he does.
Luke actually came in because Joe Rogan kept calling the riots anarchy. And luckily, Luke came in and was like, dude, you have no clue what you're talking about when you're using that word that way. Like, and really called him out, which was pretty dope on it. But Alex Jones, fucking dude, that guy's hilarious. Like,
he's fucking. The only reason I was never a big fan of Alex Jones is for that reason, because I agree with almost the majority of what he said, to be honest, and he's been right about
his show. He sucks on his show. On everyone else's shows, he's amazing. He's so funny on everyone else's shows. But his show is like...
That's the problem. I like him, but he sensationalizes everything so much that people don't think...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the problem.
But then, like, as the time goes on, everything he used to talk about is coming true. Like, you know, and it's like...
People say, he's ridiculous. They're turning the frogs gay.
Yeah.
Everyone's gay. Dude, like I said, I don't watch television at all, ever. Like, it's
Alex Jones.
Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do that all the time.
I smoke too much weed, man.
Yeah. I luckily have her now because she remembers everything. And so I'll be like, hey, what was I talking about 5 minutes ago? Like, or 2 seconds ago, I just like click and my brain's all like shuts off and resets.
There's something about the TVs or whatever.
Or just all these phony dudes, you know, like reading the news as if any of that's real when we need to be looking into the past, you know.
Yeah. Well, I do like what Josh does keep real about it.
Who's this? Josh who?
Josh Sigurdson from World Alternative Media.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about or not?
No. She might.
Okay, I'll send you some of his links. He basically does what Luke Radowski does.
I guess she says we met him at Float Fest. Who's that?
Yeah, I'm pretty friendly with him, but he does like give his 2 cents and he is an anarchist. Like,
wait, what's his name? One more time?
Josh Sigurdson. Like.
Oh, no, I know Josh. I thought you were saying something else. Okay, no, Josh very much still, and he
keeps it real, yeah.
I like Josh, but like he was just every day he'd be screaming at everyone, or he just posts about, oh fucking YouTube, and it's like, dude, we've known this forever. Like YouTube sucks. Yeah. Of course they're monetizing you.
It's frustrating. No, it is frustrating though for me, where it's like you'll have like Mark Pasty or like Mark and Rose just trash the government all over Facebook, and Justin Pedini is like crucified. Like there's just no way. It's like what gives? Like it pisses me off too because like I want to get more involved, but nobody sees anything that I do, so it's like what's even the point?
Yeah,
I mean,
and then you got like Josh. Josh puts out a lot of content, you know, so that's like kind of hard unless you're like following him, like watching all his shit. It's like hard because there's so much stuff, and then like we try and stick to a video a week, but it's tough to just do a video a week.
Yeah, he's got a sick ass place in Mexico. I went and was hanging out with him like a month or 2 ago. He's got like a fucking like 3-story fucking like apartment that like oversees like all of Puerto Vallarta or whatever it is.
Dude, you should have seen the spots I had down in Nicaragua. Like for $200 a month, like the sickest house you've ever had in your life. You know, overlooking the beach. You're drinking 25-cent margaritas on the you know with your feet in the sand. It's dope. Yeah, South of the border is super dope. Yeah.
No, I gotta get back down there. While I was with him, I dated fucking hottest blonde chick. She was just gorgeous walking by. She like straight like entranced me, Josh, his dad, and like 2 other guys that just walked by out of nowhere, and we're all just like, and then like I was about to like go make a move, and I'm like, I waited too long, and then we waited like 2 more minutes and went into the bar, and then I just saw her at the corner just standing up. I was standing there with the fucking phone. I just walked up to him like, yo, you look fucking gorgeous and bad. So I gotta get back down there and take care of business, you know.
What is that, Acapulco?
No, I think what is it? It's Puerto Vallarta or Nuevo
PV? Yeah, Nuevo.
Puerto
Nuevo. Yeah.
Something like, you know, my Spanish isn't the best, but I gotta get back down over there or whatever. I just you know, I hope to not have to get an injection to give my own injection, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Well, I think here you can just walk across the border into Mexico, and then you could fly anywhere from Mexico. They don't give a fuck once you're down there.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Like if you just, you know, from LA, like that's the only, you know, that's the only place we're going to be able to go. My dad's actually buying, you know, I've told you about that. My dad's buying some land down in Mexico, and so we're going to be.
You can come too to like, if you want to come show them the land plot, man. Like, you know, you're invited, obviously. Like, I assume you already assumed that, but like, you know, you're welcome. I'm not charging people. Like, you just you know, I just want to live like, you know, like into the wild type shit. Like, fuck all this.
Yeah, man. I mean, my whole thing forever has been like have 5 places all over the world that you live, you know, and just move around because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So it's good to have homies with places all over the place, you know, like. Right. Even places like California. California's fucking dope. Like, there's some shitty stuff, but it is nice as fuck out here, you know, like...
Well, tell you the truth, I actually plan on coming to California.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, once I figure out what we're doing exactly with the land that we got, you know, it's in Arizona, which is pretty close to California. So what I figured I would do is, like I said, I've been kind of like doing what Rodney Dangerfield did, where he basically years and like wrote all these jokes.
Yeah.
And kind of like hit the scene. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna figure out. I'll spend like a week at a time out in California, and I'll just go start hitting the stand-ups out there. Just like, and I'll just be like really New York. You know, they'll probably like eat that shit up. And again, I have enough jokes to last me like the rest of my life now. So you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'll just go there and just fucking, you know, try to do my best to blow them away.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too hard because they're fucking snowflakes.
All that Rogan scene moved to Austin. All Rogan and his whole posse, they all moved to Austin. So it's pretty, you know, it's not what it used to be in LA, at least, as far as all those douchebags being gone.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it ain't no competition. I mean, I'll tell you that. But wait, let me actually want to hear a premise that I was thinking of. I have to turn this into a joke, but I just mentioned snowflakes. I thought it was kind of funny. You know how it's like a known scientific fact that no two snowflakes are the same?
Yeah.
You've heard that? Yeah, everybody's heard that. How would they know that? You know what I mean? Like, did they check every fucking snowflake individually? Like it's been snowing long before human beings ever existed. Like, people just accept this as truth. That no two,
it's not.
You know, even if they were to test it, they melt immediately. So how would you know that? Like,
there's an actual. I saw an actual documentary, and they most definitely found snowflakes that were the same, and they didn't even try and look that. Like they barely started looking, and they were finding them. So it's just total bullshit. It's a bullshit term.
They tested each and every one. Like,
every single one.
This is how dumb the average person is. They just accept this as truth. It's just like, oh yeah, it's just like, really? How would they fucking know that? It was been snowing for eons before humanity even existed. How did they check those snowflakes? You know, it's shit like that. Like, nobody thinks. People don't know how to think critically. They just, you know, it's so.
Well, that's like the whole thing with like languages and shit. Like they lie to us about what words mean. Like, what was it? Compassion is like a cool one. Do you know what compassion means? It means spin or stand still while others spin. Compass, you know, like compass is even in the name of the word, but compassion has nothing to do with what the word means. Like, it's like the false definitions of words and shit like that. I don't know.
Well, that's actually why I love how Mark always gets into word etymology and stuff like that. Like even the word like conscience, right? Like compass is a moral compass for compassion. That's why those words are so similar. You know what I mean? You know, like you said, like there's a lot hidden in language and stuff. You know what I mean? That was actually why I was talking to Pastor Smith about that, where he claims there's no truth to any of the like word etymologies. So,
well, you know about all the Hebrew stuff?
I've heard that. I'm not an expert by any means.
Hebrew's gnarly. There's way more information in their language than any other languages. Yeah, like that stuff's really. I don't remember who it was. I watched some series on it, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like that's crazy.
Yeah, English is a very weak language in terms of like energy, vibrations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they really made it to confuse us. Like there's 3 twos.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be 2 twos? There's 3
no,
twos.
dude.
It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Gallagher.
Was that?
Gallagher.
Was it?
You know Gallagher, the comedian?
No.
The guy used to smash watermelons and shit on stage. Gallagher.
I never watched comedy.
Holy shit! This is like the 80s and the 70s and shit. Old school stuff. Yeah. But anyway, he has a whole bit where he goes through the English language. It's just like, what the fuck? Like he goes through like all the different words and all the words that sound the same that are spelled different that have different meaning, and it's hilarious. Like classic. Yeah.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll check it
out.
Yeah.
Oh, Gallagher, dude! If you've never seen Gallagher, didn't I play Gallagher for you recently?
Yeah.
Like, he's just the craziest. He's the craziest comedian of all time.
No, I admit I know very little about comedy. Like I said, I only got into comedy because people always would tell me that I was amusing.
Yeah.
So after about
well, you're a character, so like, you know.
Yeah, right. So yeah, eventually I was just like, maybe for once everyone else is right. So I just kind of started, you know, jotting my ideas down, and that's why I tell people, like, whatever you want to do, just start doing it, and reality will just manifest it. Like, I never had any interest in doing it. I still really don't, which is why I don't really chase the quote-unquote dream, because I don't really care. I just like doing, like, I'm a drawing. You want to see some shit actually? Hold on.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me see.
Check this out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it great, but I did hold on. I did a Sonic the Hedgehog. Can you see that?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't drawn in 22 years. Check this out. I started doing
Oh
right?
shit! Yeah.
Yeah, for
Hell yeah.
22 years old, I think it's
Is
pretty good.
that charcoal? Pencil?
I was just gonna use.
This is
I
pencils.
went to the store for a couple pencils, and
That's
I
dope.
used to be really into it until I was 15, and my basically like family life collapsed, and I had to deal with all that stuff, and then just having to get by. Like I wasn't really calm to sit there with a pencil for hours at a time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now
Yeah.
that there's nothing to do, because everyone's dead or everyone moved or I'm not allowed. You're not allowed anywhere. I'm like, all right, let me just start. Go back to the drawing board, I guess.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend that bought me a Kindle, and I was like, "You don't know me."
Wait, that's the book. That's how you read books on your phone.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm trying to write a book. I don't want to read any fucking books right now. Like,
That's how I feel about
yeah,
comedy. Like, I'm not interested in other comedians.
yeah,
Like, I just write my own jokes.
yeah,
Like I said, I'm just really into George Carlin because he bucked the system. And
yeah.
he's from fucking Harlem, and I'm from Queens, so it's just like
Bill Hicks was pretty fucking good too. Bill Hicks was
Oh, he was
unbelievably good.
One of my favorite. Do you ever hear the joke he told? It's one of my favorite jokes by him, where he's like, "What did moths do before what did moths do before the light bulb was created? Oh, they just on the rays of the sun, like it's gonna be worth it." I really like that joke.
Yeah.
That's like something I have.
And
But,
Mitch
yeah,
Hedberg, Mitch Hedberg, George Carlin, and Bill Hicks are definitely my favorite comedians.
Yeah, actually, I like Mitch Hedberg too. Wait, can I tell you a joke that I thought of that is just like one of his jokes? It literally.
Yeah, like I see your style kind of being similar to his. Like it's kind of like a clever, kind of funny, like young.
Yeah,
You don't have to talk about fucking bitches and pussies and dicks and shit to make jokes. Like
Yeah.
that's like it's like all these comedians that go up on that show Kill Tony. It's like they're all like all the girls have to be super crude and all these dudes say like they're just trying to say extreme stuff, not even being funny. Yeah, just like yeah.
Stuff. It's not like thought out.
Yeah.
So check this out, right? This is in the Mitch Hedberg style. But you ever heard of Echo the Dolphin for
Yeah, the video
you
game.
ever heard of
Yeah.
Echo the Dolphin, the Genesis game?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was like a big hit back in.
That was
Like,
a good game.
It was a really good game.
Yeah.
So then, like the next year, they put out Echo the Dolphin 2. And the joke is just like, but an Echo is a sequel in the first place. God. And so I just feel like Mitch Hedberg kind of that from another reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mitch is fucking funny. He was a funny dude.
I liked him. Yeah, he was good. He was like the share lunch dinner. But I watched a little bit, but I don't really pay too much attention. Like even this is going to be really controversial, but I kind of wanted to attack black comedians because all they do is talk about being black. That's it. That's all they talk about. Every one of them. Get offended. I don't care. That's the truth. They just talk about being black and white people. 100% of black comedians. Bring it. I will shred you to bits. I'll shred them. It's just annoying. It's just kind of like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of.
Well, it's going back to the whole NPC. I think I was talking to you about. Like everyone is. I mean, 90% of the people out there, they're running at a certain level, and that's it. Like and it's like then there are others. Where we're just like, geez, the more we see those people, we're like, man, your life is so simple. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm a robot. I just do this thing, and I have no personality or no interest or, it's very strange.
Yeah, you know what it is? It just annoys me because all it does is reinforce the divide between people. Like, whether they're just trying to be funny about it or not.
Well, everybody likes fitting in with a stereotype, and everyone has a stereotype these days. You're either anti-vax or pro-vax, or a leftist or a righty, or you're black or you're white or you're Asian or something. And so everyone, especially when it comes to comedy, where you're writing a story about your life kind of in your comedy, it's hard for people to actually think outside the box.
To me, it just reinforces the divide, which is why I attack it. It's like, again, there's a lot of truth in what they say. I'm not going to deny that. But if you just keep talking about white people or being black or something like that, it's just only going to continue and reinforce that outlook on life. So why not just think about deeper things?
Yeah.
And it's just also just an easy way to get a laugh.
Well, it's the whole everyone is no one knows about racism until it's taught to them. It's like that whole thing. It's the same shit.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, who was it? The dude from Pulp Fiction, the black dude, Samuel Jackson. They asked him something about. Oh man, I just lost it. I just pulled up Pedini.
I think you're talking about the Morgan Freeman thing
Oh
Right?
yeah, it might have been Morgan Freeman. Yeah,
Morgan
where he's
Freeman.
all just
Yeah,
stop
no,
talking
right?
about it. Jesus Christ, like.
No, right? Yeah, quite a difference in voice too between the two of them or
And then
whatever.
the more I look at history, the more the history we know that we talk about now is bullshit. And it's like
Oh
all
yeah,
these things they're talking about are just made up. Everything is just made up BS. Like everyone's completely distracted, from the few things that actually matter by all this piles of BS. And
yeah.
and
And
they're
God
happy to
forbid,
be
like
that
like
way.
like
When you show them the real shit, they're all, oh, I don't want to see that. I want to I want to,
jerk myself off.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Which is fun for a time, and then once you're done, then
Well,
like you said, oh,
there's a time and a place for everything. We all do it every once in a while, like but you
yeah.
can't
After
just
you're done,
you know, like
I just realized like after you're done jerking off, life is fucked. You know. I just thought of that now. It's kind of cute. But yeah, like that's what I mean. It's just the constant reinforcement of the division. It's
yeah.
the same thing with the COVID thing all the time, where it's just like what's it called like people out of state tell me that like it's like when they come to New York, the propaganda is like literally like
Oh,
50 times stronger than
yeah, I'm
all
sure.
day long.
You'd
And
think that would
that's
be
kind of
like
my
it is
point.
here, but it really isn't. But I can imagine New York. I mean, New York is usually worse about that shit than all places. It's like New
Yeah,
York and Australia right now are just like, oh, like we have friends in
yeah,
Australia and they're just stuck there and they're in like the least leftist town in Australia, but it's like surrounding them.
mm-hmm.
And it's scary. Like, because
Yeah.
the
I'm glad Max
Australians
Egan
are
got out.
really fucking stupid. Like some of those,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the footage
yeah.
I've seen is really scary from there. Really, really scary. Like
Yeah. No, I'm glad Max Egan got out, man. I fucking
all
love
these
that guy.
people,
He's awesome.
these cops yelling at people about wearing masks with the Australian accent just makes it like 10 times fucking worse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh god, it's like it's same with the English. Like when like annoying people have an accent like that, it just makes them 1,000 times more annoying.
yeah. It's like someone like me listening to country music. It just sounds like wow. Oh god. Yeah, like wow. I can't.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to rap and stuff, and and like classic rock and stuff. I used to land my phone. Okay, there. Just so you know, my battery's on like 20%, so it might die out. So in case,
Plug that shit in,
you know,
motherfucker. So
sadly I cannot. But we can do it again. Like, sorry, I'm so flaky about interviews. It's just like if anybody knew what I was really up to all day long, like they'd understand like why my schedule is so spotty. So please forgive me. Like when we all like sit
I
down,
don't give a
have
shit,
a
man.
chat. I can. That's also yeah. Well, we'll talk about it another time. But yeah, so but yeah, like I'm gonna start trying to make more videos. I spoke to Matt Short. I'm a big fan of his too. So I'm supposed to live chat with him again soon. You know Matt, right? From Don't Comply.
Yeah.
I like Murdoch. Yeah, yeah, I like those guys. They're pretty fun. Murdoch's actually pretty hilarious. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Did you see what he did? He went up to the hospitals? Okay.
No, I remember him. I wonder why. I haven't seen any of his stuff in a long time, but I remember him being a pretty interesting dude.
Yeah, he doesn't do social media really.
Yeah,
He's
that
more
maybe he
close
dropped
to
out of that, and that's why I haven't seen much of him anymore.
Yeah, I chat with him a little bit. Like I always gotta like that's why some of the people that like generally speaking, if I I have like some type of relationship with these internet people that I
Yeah.
talk to, generally I find them funny. I like people that like make me laugh at like unique characters. So
Yeah.
like even yourself, like you're an amusing character. You know what I mean? It's just like there's too many boring fucking people out there.
Yeah, like it's crazy, and especially in like this movement, there's like a lot of cringiness going on.
So many people take themselves so seriously, it makes me sick. That's why I love Larkin Rose. Like, I don't watch comedy. I watch old Larkin Rose videos when I want to laugh. Like, just his like kind of like snide attitude, and like in some of his videos, like I'll literally be in tears. Like I'll just be like smoking the bomb, like dude, like in tears, like just from his like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. It cracks me up. So like
Yeah, when you click with people, you click with people. Like.
Yeah.
And it's so hard
It's
these
like,
days because like you're saying, it's just everyone's so boring. That's why
yeah.
I.
Did you ever hear the interview with Max Egan and Mark Passio where, like, I literally am in tears every time I listen to it. It's the most vicious interview I've ever heard. And, like, all it is Mark just going, like, doesn't matter if you're this, doesn't matter. And he's just, like, ramming, like, it's hilarious. Like, I'll just sit there and listen. I'll be in tears. Like, doesn't matter if it's this, doesn't matter. It's fucking funny, man. I I love shit like it. Just cracks me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too many people in the community just take themselves way too seriously, and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. I don't take myself very
Yeah.
seriously, so
Yeah.
I take things seriously. I don't take Justin Pedini seriously.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny that especially this movement, how it's so cool to be like against cancel culture and all this stuff, and then you know when I mention whatever what happened with your crypto and all that stuff, like I basically get like people coming out trying to cancel me, and then people holding these people up, like and all I was doing was like, hey, there's something fishy going on. We really got to look at this shit. Because like, there's obviously someone, a criminal in our midst.
Right.
And like, instead of continuing to ignore it, let's check it out, because there's 1,000 of us, and we're all doing jack shit.
Right, yeah, it was sitting around. Right.
Yeah. So, and yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I overtalk people. I'm sorry. I'm not used to it.
No, I've gotten better at it over the years, but I used to be far worse. And yeah, and it's just been I've been in this liberty movement for a pretty long time, and it's just like there's just a lot of cringe going on, and there's a lot of people that aren't, that are still very simple, and there are a lot of legit NPCs, in our midst, in this movement, and it's just, it's just weird sometimes.
Yeah, the problem I see is that, like, people, like, with that whole situation, like, I'm not going to get divulge too much into it, because I don't even really know what to do about it, to be honest with you. But, like, that's the problem, is that people start picking sides, like, right away, where it's just, like, I never even made any fucking accusations myself. Like, I was just inquiring to people that, like, knew the both of us that I was friends with, like, hey, do you think this individual would have done something like that? Or and then, like you said, it got back to him, and then the whole thing blew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, like I was kind of ticked off about it. I mean, you're a little bit guilty of it too, but hey, I love you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you were gonna go and make.
No, yeah, I went ape shit. I was pissed. I was really pissed, dude. I still, when I think about it, I'm like, like, it's still.
Yeah, I mean, what's done is done. Like I told everyone, as much as it sucks, I still get to be me at the end of the day. So
it's such a dramatic group of people,
Yo, that's the problem. You have these, like, quote unquote mature, like, people that are, like, in their 50s and stuff, like, hitting me up. Like, I don't even want to name names of people you may have been close to, and, like, just like getting all weird, and like, what am I talking to, a fucking 12-year-old? You know what I mean? Like,
well, everyone in this movement's like, oh, that person's great. They're amazing. Everyone loves each other. Which doesn't exist, isn't real. Like.
Right.
And then, like, I have people hitting me up all, oh no, he's the best, like, I've known him, like, he's been at my house, like, how is that evidence that you actually know this human enough to know whether or not that they have a dark side,
Wait, can I just toss this in? I'm not even trying
toss
to
whatever you want in, brother.
But, like, someone said to me, they were saying, like, he's a father. And I'm just like, well, yeah, Barry Cooper's like, he's a father. I'm like, well, wouldn't that just mean that he needs money more? Like,
yeah, he's got.
That's what my debate. Like, Barry Cooper pissed me the fuck off.
Dude, he's ridiculous.
I'll belt him all over the internet. I'll fucking run through him like Sonic 2 chemical plant. He because I was being nice. I was saying, hey, I like you, man. Like, and he just kept coming.
No,
I
he's.
thought we were cool. Fuck him. I'll fucking belt him all over the internet. That guy doesn't have the balls to come live to me. I'll shoot him. Fuck him. He's not gonna do shit. But yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, the perfect example, what we were just saying. How old is this guy? And like he I could show you the messages. He was acting like like a 17-year-old or something like that.
No,
Justin Pedini, didn't say anything. I was just asking a few questions. I didn't make any posts. I don't even have the ability to make posts, or at least on Facebook, about it. So why the fuck are you fucking coming at me making all these ridiculous claims? And then your argument is he's a father? What? What?
And he was all like, oh, I've left him with my merch. And it's like, just because like these people are opportunists. They're not looking to steal $20. They're looking to steal $20,000. So it's not like, you know, everyone's like, oh, I've left him around my stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying he's like a pathological fucking thief that just has to, like a klepto, you know, like,
right.
But like the possibility is there. It's not probable that it's him, but it's still very possible, you know, like, and we can't just simply write these guys off as being scammers because they act very different. They're okay. So, I mean, you saw my video, but that whole point about when we got back from Float Fest, right? All of a sudden, I was being used, and then people from Float Fest, like 6 or 7 people from Float Fest, were being used as scammers. So it's like it has to be someone who actually went to Float Fest, you know, like
right.
Or Anarcho-Poco, because it was Anarcho-Poco people and Float Fest people that were being used as these fake scamming accounts. But these scammers, like I admin 2 Litecoin group, which is one of the biggest crypto groups on Facebook, and the cryptocurrency Bitcoin mastermind group. Like I admin, there's 500,000 on one of those and like 400,000 on the other. I deal with crypto scammers all day long. They bombard those pages, you know. These scammers that are using Liberty people don't act like those scammers in any way whatsoever. We've both talked to these scammers. These scammers never really push you to do anything. Like, they're very weird. Like, it's almost like I said in the video, it's almost like these scammers are hitting people up just to establish that there are scammers, that there are libertarians being used as scammers out there.
Right.
The perfect cover for some scammers that are amongst us.
Like I said, I don't necessarily do or don't think. I just don't know. There are just some really odd, bizarre circumstances around
it. The possibility is there, and that's all I was saying. Was the possibility is there.
One thing I do know definitively, regardless if it's the individual we're talking about or not, it's definitely somebody close to us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like within these circles.
Yes.
That I'm positive about. You know, I can prove that.
And then if you look at the people that are close to us, and you look at the people who have the worst reputations, these guys down in Mexico, you know, who's directly connected to, you know, and these are weird. These are known scammers, scam. Not like they admitted it and somehow got away with it, you know, like.
No. A couple of my buddies here from New York are very unhappy with the situation. I'll
Yeah.
say that. You know,
but there's like 15 years of stuff. You know, it's not even just like recent shit. It's like these people are the known scammers in our old movement, and this is where this is coming from.
Mine either. I know the people that you're talking about aren't scammers of mine either. So,
yeah.
There's that too.
So it's like.
But hey, like I said, I'm still good. I get to be me. So it's like.
Yeah. No. I mean, you're taking it better than I took it. Like.
Yeah. Well, how else am I gonna take it? Yeah.
Well, I take it, I just, like, the crypto stuff, like, I put so much into helping people not lose their shit, so when I see a friend lose their shit, it's like extra fucking, like, I literally, I lay in bed about it.
It happened so fast, it was just like, you know, I just, whatever, you know, like.
Are you filling your bags again?
I bought a little bit, yeah, I was a little discouraged because of what happened, and the fact is,
obviously,
that was a nice chunk of change, so I have to, you know, get my shit together or whatever. But like I said, right now I'm more focused on like kind of like my artsy endeavors and stuff in terms of like writing. So I've been writing music and drawing again. I'm like, you know, like you said, I'm kind of emo or whatever. So
you like that shit, huh?
I literally, I never had anyone describe me as emo before.
You are emo.
I'm kind of emo. I guess I'm
Emo's just all emo means is you're dark. You're a little dark.
Oh, is that? Oh,
yeah. That's all I mean by it, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, in that case, I'm dark. Yeah, that's for damn sure. But, you know, so like again, that's where a lot of art and creativity comes from.
Of course.
Like that's why I like Van Gogh, and I like dark shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. But you know, Here, let me show you some shit I just got. Check this out. I just bought this for myself at Christmas. It's a I don't know if you can see it. It's Hideo Kojima's new.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a human skull inside a night suit, which is also a space suit or whatever.
Is
So
that some anime shit?
No, it's actually Hideo Kojima's, man. Hideo Kojima's the guy that made Metal Gear Solid. He's basically like the
Yeah. Okay, the artist, the guy who they hired to do the art. Yeah.
That's his new mascot.
Yeah.
So like basically they started burning Metal Gear Solid. In other words, like Metal Gear Solid has like a huge part of my life, like as corny as it may sound.
OG Metal Gear, dude. I was diehard OG Metal Gear.
Dude, yeah.
Nintendo and regular NES. Oh.
Because it gets into all these conspiracy theories and stuff. So
Yeah.
I learned quite a bit from it. And what's called? They already took off Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. You can't download them on the internet anymore.
Really?
Because of they're burning those video games, historical context.
Oh, because of the stories.
Because of what it's about, you know what I mean? Like like in the first.
It's about Panama and like Nicaragua and the fucking Contra Wars and shit.
No, it gets into all that.
Yeah.
That like in the first Metal Gear game, at the end of the game where you confront the final boss, he has you like tied up, and he's just like he's like, so why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? I'll tell you why. Because you love all the killing, and then he starts going in on order followers about how you enjoy doing this. Like if you didn't.
Oh wow.
You wouldn't have taken the job. Yeah, so it's really.
So it's like red pill shit.
So just to wrap up what I was saying is I already was, but I buy a lot of his stuff because it's gonna skyrocket in value.
Yeah.
When this guy dies, I'm gonna have like Spider-Man 1. Like I got.
Oh, that was an original? That was an original or print?
Yeah, no, they only made 400.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not that I'm like against buying crypto or gold, but I like to buy things that like I could look at. Like I have like these giant toys in my back room that are like giant Metal Gear mechs that they've already tripled in value since I bought. Like I bought them at like $600, and now they're worth like I don't know. Like
well, you need to look into the NFTs because I'm sure he's probably putting out NFTs and that's like big fucking money. You're buying like digital art pieces from.
I've heard. I don't know.
It's like it's the rage right now. People are making millions off this shit. Do you know this artist he's talking about, babe? Metal Gear. What's his name?
Well, the creator is Hideo Kojima. The artist is Yoji Shinkawa.
He does all the art for Metal Gear Solid and all that shit. He's got some cool paintings. Yeah. He's saying it's super red pill, like all the. So wait, I'm telling Allie. So he says that you can't download. They're not on Steam anymore or anything like that.
No.
They don't want people playing those games because they're too fucking woke, I guess. Like that.
No way.
Yeah.
Burning the video games. Yeah. You can still buy them in stores for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can no longer download them on like PlayStation Network, Xbox Network, and all that shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they even admitted because of the historical context, because of what the games were about.
Yeah.
And because they're highly controversial.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm.
They had like real writers and like diving into like real shit that happened.
Yeah. Exactly. Like stuff that they would never. Like the last. What was it? Metal Gear Solid 5. The intro. The character you play as Snake, he breaks into Guantanamo Bay, literally Guantanamo Bay, with American flags waving. Like the fact this guy put this in a fucking video game. Like you think Call of Duty they'd do that? No. Like you said, they're torturing people in. They put a bomb inside a girl's stomach and her vagina. You know what I mean? Like it's dark shit. It's dark shit.
Yeah.
So like, which is why I like it. So so like that's why I think this guy might be in trouble. I'm actually kind of worried about him now because all of his material is like this, and that's what I'm saying. He's like, I have some valuable shit by it. So I hope he lives a very long, fruitful life. But when he's gone,
shit's gonna be worth a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like having Spider-Man 1 basically. I got snatchers from like 1988 mint. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So like.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. So we'll see. But but I do want to get back into crypto and stuff. I got a new phone. I got to download Coinbase. When we get off the phone or whatever, definitely send me like what like apps I should download.
Yeah.
Coinbase,
Do it all again. Yeah. Not really.
Yeah. Start.
We'll do it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just don't worry about buying big chunks. Just throw a couple $100 in there every once in a while, and 2024 you'll have a few $100,000 like easy.
I hope so. That'd be great. If there is a 2024.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't be surprised if like a fucking comet came at this point, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted, I want to see Godzilla Rise of the Pacific. and destroy civilization. Oh, hey, kitty. But
Oh yeah.
cute cat.
Not really. He sucks.
Yeah, I like cats.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like he's this weird Abyssinian. Do you know what Abyssinians are? They're cats from Africa, but they're like really weird and they have completely different personalities than most cats. They're more like dogs, but he's the weirdest fucking cat.
Are they like bigger cats?
No, that's like Maine Coons. Maine Coons are really big and they have a lot of like crazy personality.
Yeah.
This guy's like, he's like I don't know. He's a total shithead, but he's actually really funny.
Yeah, I miss my cat with Victoria. I know she's just like ghosted the entire internet. No one knows where my fucking cat. She's just gone. We had the cat Enki or whatever based on the Cenarian god, who was actually Satan in the Bible, actually, even though he was the good one in the Bible. But anyway, over the topic. But it's just the point that sorry, I forgot what I was saying, but I miss my cat, damn it.
Yeah.
But anyway, my battery's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
So you want to wrap up for tonight?
Yeah, dude.
Like a week or two or whatever.
Yeah, well, you should come on me and Ali's show. We do it once.
I didn't realize it was separate from this.
Yeah, well, we kind of like we have like a little bit more structure and shit to our shows, but you should definitely come on. We try and do one a week, so whenever like once a month would be super cool. If you come on and we'll have like
once I get to the
it'll be super fun. We'll make it fun.
Yeah, once I get to the land situation too, I'm gonna completely change my lifestyle too, and I get a lot more involved because, like I said, I'm just doing what I can do to get by here. But once I'm good, you're gonna see a whole different Justin Pedini. So,
we'll just look at it as just like we're just homies talking. It doesn't have to be like a podcast or like activism or whatever. We just we just need to check in on each other every once in a while.
No, absolutely. Like I said, thank you for continuous check out on me. I'm sorry I'm such a flaky motherfucker.
No, it's fine. Everyone's flakes. I mean, I can't believe we've done 3 podcasts together. Like, that's crazy. 3 or 4 even, maybe 4. Yeah, like that's
4, right?
that's crazy. Like, that's a
Well,
lot. It's real good for these days. Yeah.
It's my schedule is just always fucking changing and shit. But yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, we'll just wrap up for the night and everything. Great talking to you.
All right, man.
I hope I didn't offend your girlfriend or whatever. But,
no.
Okay, I offend a lot of people. So either way, always a pleasure.
No. All right, man. Peace.
Later, homie.
See ya.
Later.